Hello and welcome to another sit down talking video. And today's topic is something that I haven't talked about almost anything. I have actually mentioned a little bit about it on my leather channel, Denice showroom on YouTube, because I'm doing so much leather reviews there and stuff, so it's kind of relevant. I'm going to address the Shascullfites drama. The elephant in the room is now getting out, and I usually am not that type of person that is like batch talking or anything, but I feel like I have been treated with so less respect, and I have been giving them a fair chance so many times to do right by themselves, and I'm gonna cover everything in today's video. So it's gonna be a sit down talking video, and this is also to engage with my audience more, because for those of you who have been following me for a long time, you know that Shascullfites, that is a clothing brand, by the way. I have been working with them. I used to work with them for years. So, backstory, where it all began, must have been in 2020 or even 2019. It was a long time ago. They reached out to me the first time. Back then, they were not called Shascullfites, they were called Melody, and they were doing the booty lift, like wrap up. That is Freddie's name of it, another brand, but that type of same design. They had their own design. It was very similar to Freddie wrap up, but they had their own patent on the design and everything, so everything was legit. And I really liked their stuff, and they were having really good things for affordable prices. And back then they were offering jeans, so it was more focusing on jeans. Doing some collaboration videos, commission based, so I only got something from it if like from the sales made from my video. So that was like the first collaborations. I had like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 collaborations spread out throughout a year. I think this was back in 2019, to be honest, because I was living in my old apartment with Shascullfites. That was Melody back then. I remember like I put a lot of effort into boosting up my content, and I also started to rent a bigger studio, like a professional studio, where I had like different backgrounds. I had like a lot of different equipment to use. I also had the opportunity, because I was starting to doing product pictures for other brands. And then Melody, that then changed the name to Shascullfites, reached out to me, and this must have been in 2020. So we have been doing like 2-3 collaborations by then. I already knew that I liked their products and everything, but they reached out to me and asked me like, okay, we need a model for our brand. And then they had started to do a lot of leather clothes. They asked me like, we need a model that can model our clothes. And we're talking product pictures that can do all the product pictures. And since I am both photographer, I'm a hobby photographer, but I was modeling for so many years, and I was always interested in the equipment. I've always been asking photographers about lighting, about like setups, camera, like a lot of things throughout the years, and I have been playing myself. So as for right now, I'm doing everything myself. What goes for all the photos, everything you see, I'm doing everything myself. On all my different platforms, I am shooting myself. The only thing can be that someone is holding the camera when I'm doing outdoor shoots, because it's really hard to get really good focus. In like a studio, I do everything myself. I just put like tripod and set the focus of the camera there, and then I'm standing in that exact point. And that's very easy because there are no clutter in the background. But once I'm outdoors, there are so many other things that can pick up the focus. So I have done it sometimes, but it's more tricky. It takes much more longer time. So usually it is outdoors, it is my sister or my mom or someone that I'm paying for helping me, but I am doing all the settings in the camera. So I'm doing all the settings in like to every single shoot. I'm doing the settings, like the person that is going to take pictures of me had to stand where I'm going to stand. I'm setting all the settings on the camera, and then they hold the camera and they like taking the pictures. My sister has been picking up and learning which settings and how I like the picture. So she can sometimes do the settings herself, but like now, at least 60% of the time I'm doing the settings. So anyway, back to the story about Shascullfites. So they saw that I was doing really nice pictures in the studio and they wanted to have a model. And since I could both do the modeling, the editing, and the photography, it was less pricey for them to hire me to do their product pictures instead of them renting a studio, a photographer, model, and everything to do the shoots, even though they are based in China. So they reached out to me, we decided a price, so they paid me per set, and they got a set of, I don't remember now, I think it was like 12 pictures for each set. So I was doing this and we were like agreeing on everything. And I was doing that for them for years. Like, I think it was like 3 years or so in total that I was doing every single collection that they released. Like every single item they released, they shipped it over to me and I took the product pictures to them, and it was never a problem. Sometimes they were delayed in the payment, but I never, like, we built a trust. So I never, like, it was never a problem. Also, since they already shipped everything to me, they wanted to have review videos. And instead of me working on commission based, we started to do a collaboration where they paid me a fixed fee for posting some review videos. I posted review videos on this channel, but somehow I got banned. That's so weird. Someone reported those videos, claiming it to be me promoting fake, like copying brands, and they claimed that it was like Freddie brand, I guess, which that was not true. And I sent everything to YouTube saying that this is not true. They have their own patent and everything on the design. This is not correct, but they didn't care. So I have a warning on this channel, which is super annoying because I can never get rid of that one. Anyway, so I decided to start a new channel where, because they wanted to have videos of all the clothes as well, so they could like take some clips of that and post throughout their medias. And that was a lot of work for me, and they wanted to have so like much videos because they were pumping out so many different outfits. So I was like, let's create a YouTube channel only for your brand, and I don't have to jeopardize anything on my main channel. And also I don't want my main channel to be all about your brand. So I created the Booty Pants channel that is now taken down, but that's another story. I'm going to talk about that later. So I created the Booty Pants channel, and I was posting videos there every single week for them. I was creating a new video every single week. They were paying me for it, but because they used that video throughout their marketing as well. So it was like I did all the modeling and everything for them. So they paid me for the product pictures, and they paid me for doing like their YouTube channel. It was only that brand on that YouTube channel, purely that brand. That collaboration we had for years until, what is it now? Is it 1.5 or 2 years ago? A little bit more than 1.5 years ago. Up until that point, I was doing all of that for them. And then they asked me, and this is where the everything, like, we had that collaboration where I did the product pictures and the YouTube videos for a decent amount of 2 years, I think. And then they wanted to expand even more, and they wanted to have me to use other models. And that's when Dania came into the picture. So Dania, she's also modeling. She's younger than me, and it's my niece. So we started to model together, because then we could also show different sizes, because she's a size smaller or 2 sizes smaller than me, or like extra small, and I was a medium at that time. Now I'm more small. So I also paid her because she's a model. She cannot model for free. So we did a TikTok, and she was also modeling on YouTube channels with me. And some product pictures I did take with her as well, so we can mix it up a little bit. So I was doing all this job still, and they were still paying me. And the deal was that they were going to pay me and also cover my expenses for Dania. And on top of that, they also wanted to mix up the studio pictures with material that was made on location. So we made a deal that I was going to do on location content with them, pictures and model films for every single set. You heard me right, for every single set, which means I had to backlog because they had already released so many collections, like 2 years of collections. Imagine how much that is. We decided on a price for that, and this is nothing that I am posting on my medias. This is purely for them, for promoting their brand. So it was not something I did for my social medias at all. So I started, and then I started to pay people to help me take the pictures and the videos because I could not do it myself. It was impossible for it to look professional. So I paid people, mostly family, but some friends and things, to help me. And I taught them how to use the camera and everything, because I'm very particular how I like things. I'm very like, I want it in a special way. I'm very creative, so I have a creative vision and it has to be exactly how I imagine it. So I also started to take with me things on trips, which means I had to, sometimes I booked trips, like I booked one trip to Cyprus only to do Shascullfites shoots, like 1 week just to do that. I paid all the expenses, I paid someone to help me, and I also, like, it was a lot of expenses. So everything went well for the first couple of months. They paid for everything that we agreed on and everything, and it was no problem. And I always like checked with them. I never did anything that they didn't want me to. Like I always checked with them, like, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do this? Like everything was on point, on key. And then it was like 1.5 years ago, before I went to Spain, or is it 2 years ago? I don't really remember honestly, but it's before I went to Spain. And I went to Spain last winter. I was at 2 years ago. It's 2 years ago. Oh my God, time is flying. 2 years ago, Shascullfite, all of a sudden, they were late with payments. And they had been late with payments a little bit before, which it was okay. I was trusting them. We have built a trust. But I asked the guy, Milton, that is in charge, I asked him, like, do you still want me to continue to make the content? Like the YouTube channel, the content with Dania, and the studio pictures and all the pictures and everything. And yeah, we need all the pictures and everything. So I both did. I spent so much time, like I put so much time into Shascullfite to do all this content. And 1 month went by and they didn't pay. And he was like, oh, we have problems with the payments. It's just PayPal that is the problem. But you can keep on doing the content. I did it for 1 month more. And then I was like, you know what? It's starting to be like a lot of money now we're talking, because it's like they already had a little bit from like further away. So it was like backlog for like a lot of money. And I was like, okay, I'm going to put the YouTube and the things with Dania and the TikTok and everything. I'm going to put those on hold until you have paid everything that you owe me right now. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. I understand that. But can you please keep on like the product pictures and things, because we need those to sell the things. And I was just too nice. I have built a trust with them for so many years. So I was just too nice. I kept on doing product pictures for like 1 month or so. And then I was like, you know what? Now it's too much money. I'm not going to do anything until you at least paid me half of it. And then for 1.5 years, they kept me floating with paying me small amounts here and there. They still shipped me 2 packages with big loads of things they wanted product pictures of. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it until you have paid me this amount that I'm asked you for. And I kept getting like small payments here and there, like to keep me floating, to make me feel like, okay, I'm going to get the money that like for all the work that I've done. But I didn't. Really good that I didn't, but I didn't keep on doing product pictures or anything for the new package that they sent. And I said, you can stop sending me packages, because I'm not going to do any like product pictures or anything before you paid me for the ones I already sent you. And also I had been to Bali and I took an extra suitcase only with leather things, Shascullfite, to do like, I think it was 40 sets 40 sets of model pictures, of product pictures on location, and model films, and like this short versions and things. And all of that I asked before I went on the trip, like, do you still want me to do this? And they was like, yes. I did all of that, and I was holding that material. I was like, I'm not going to send you the material until you pay me more of what you owe me. And I never sent that material. I never got money for that, and I never got all the money for all the content that I did. So now it's been 6 months, and they just stopped responding me. So up until 6 months, they at least responded me. They sent me a little bit of money here and there. Still, they owe me a lot of money. It's a lot. I don't want to talk numbers because that's not like, I don't want to talk numbers, but it's a lot of money that they owe me for material that they are using. So if you go into the platforms like AliExpress or their own website and you see like all the product pictures, I cannot tell which ones they have paid for and which ones they haven't paid for, because all went into like one pot, if you understand. So it's very hard to say like this specific pictures they didn't pay for. But it's a lot of the material that they have not paid me for and I have done for free. And it's hours, weeks, months of work that I have put into it. And they stopped responding me. 6 months ago, we have been in contact on WhatsApp, and he, Milton, the one that is in charge, he stopped answering me. He stopped reading my texts, and I don't know if he blocked me. I sent an email 2 weeks ago. I actually reached out to him because I was like, okay, I want to do this video because I feel like I was collaborating and talking about Shascullfites and raving about it for so many years, and then it just stopped. And I wanted to explain why. So I reached out to him, gave him a last chance, and said, like, it feels like you blocked me. I sent an email and I said, I don't know if you blocked me on WhatsApp. If you don't at least answer me, it feels like you have been ditching me, and I don't think I'm ever going to get the money, but I am going to reach out on my social medias and tell people what happened, because it has to be a like clean slate, like something, because it was just so abrupt stop for me talking about Shascullfite. He went in, he read the messages on WhatsApp, never responded. So that's why I'm filming this video. I don't like to batch talk brands. I have had other brands that I have been doing a review video or something and they never paid me, or they didn't pay me the commission or whatever. But it's small things. But this was a huge collaboration for me, and it was a huge brand deal. And I was like, they still use me as a model. They still use me as a model, and they haven't done right by me. That's why I felt like I wanted to sit down. And also people have been asking, so many people have been asking, like, what happened to you and Dania? What happened to you and Dania? Why are you, like, this is the reason. Like, I kept paying Dania, and I never got that money from Shascullfite. So I paid her from my own pocket to do the content that they were supposed to pay for. So everything ended because of that, with me and Dania doing content. And then I moved to Spain, and she is doing modeling full-time now and everything. So she was busy with school the last year. So we didn't really have time to do content just for fun anymore, and none of us. So that's why we stopped doing the content. And I have got, like, I still, up until like just yesterday, someone was asking me, what happened to you and Dania? So I kind of wanted to do this video to explain things. And the problem is, not the problem, but I still cannot say that I don't like the brand. Like, they still have good clothes. I'm not going to sit and say that what they are making is bad, because I still have all of their clothes. I still use the leather clothes on my leather medias, but I'm not promoting the brand because it just feels bad towards myself to promote a brand that owes me so much money, but I'm still using the clothes. So it's like, it's a little bit, I like to promote the things that I like, but it's just, I don't know, against my pride to do that. So yeah, that's the story, and it's a sad end to that story, and I did really not want this to be like this. And I've been growing together with this brand. It meant so much to me. I was really like rooting for them. I really loved the clothes. I have been there side by side developing the clothes. A lot of things when they send me samples and I'm like, oh, you should improve this, you should change it. It's so sad. It's so sad that first they just don't pay me and then they ghost me. It's just like, I don't think I deserve that, because I have been doing everything. Like I can say if I do something wrong, but in this case, I haven't done anything wrong. And that's also why I started my daily dose of Patreon back when I started it, because as I told you, I had been taking a suitcase to Bali, doing content for like 40 sets. And I was like, what am I going to do with all this content? What am I going to do with all this that I'm not going to get any paid for? When I realized, like, I'm not going to get anything for this, and this I haven't even done anything with, but I'm not even getting paid for the things that I've sent to them and like all the things that I have done previously. So it's like, I did not take and pay for a suitcase and take everything to Bali and standing there in like 35 degrees heat to film this and do this for nothing. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to create a Patreon and I'm going to post the material there. So that's what I did. And that Patreon is still up and running. But of course, now I'm creating new content for that. But and a lot of it is with Shascullfite clothes, because I have so much leather clothes and I really love their leather clothes, PU leather. But so yeah, that's how the daily dose of leather came to life. And the booty pants channel that I had for Shascullfite later became the leather channel. I was stupid enough to change the name from the booty pants to Denice leather channel, and as soon as something is called leather on like the channel name, they get banned. I guess it is because that happens 2 times to me on my leather channel. So I created a third one that is now up and running, that is called Denice Showroom, but it's leather. So it's basically the new version of the old Shascullfite channel that I had to rebuild, because when they took down that channel, it had like 30,000, and now I'm almost up in 30,000 again. So anyway, so that's the story how and why I created the leather channels. It was all starting with Shascullfite, and because I was doing so much content with them and like developing all the clothes and everything with them. So it felt like I lost so much, not only the money. If we don't even talk about the money, I lost like something I really liked, and it was fun years, and I really liked to do the content for them and helping to develop and yeah, making the clothes. I didn't make the clothes, but I was giving constant feedback. They would keep sending me samples and things. We created, like, we bonded and became friends, and at the end of the day, that's super sad that it had to end like this, but that's the story. And the only reason I wanted to sit down and do this video is because I just felt like everything ended like that and no one understood why. And now you understand. And I have been giving them a decent 1.5 year to like to fix things, but no, that didn't happen. So that's why I'm doing this video, so you all can understand why, and how it come, like why me and Danya stopped doing content together. So yeah, full story, not all the specific details, but the story in general. I don't think it's much more to say about it. If something changed, I don't think so. But if something will change, I will keep you updated. But I think this is the end of this non-fairy tale story with my collaboration / partnership with Shascullfite as a brand. So thank you so much for sitting here and talking with me, not talking, listening to me, sitting here and talking. And yeah, now you know. I don't know, it's not much more to say about it. So thank you so much for watching, and I see you in my coming videos. But until then, take care, my friends, and bye.